The heck?
Hi. Any luck today? The hell should I know?
Man's crazy. Loco. That's, of course, if he's taking his medication.
Medication?
Yes, without it, he could be anywhere, wandering around, talking to the trees. Believe me, this man is a menace.
I thought I had it in the ball. Hey, shut up. Give me the stick. I don't think it'll work.
Skills, ain't that stuff illegal?
What are they going to do, put you in football jail?
So you know this don't look natural. Now, you know it don't. Don't talk.
And it's butt cold out here, and I'm fresh out of beer.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Steel Sanctuary Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Rivero from SteelSanctuary.com. I'm with Bob today. We got a new schedule that we've kind of worked out. It's going to be me and Bob on Mondays, Dave and Trent on Tuesdays doing the Here We Go, and then the four of us on Fridays and Sundays with the draft show. So it's our new schedule going forward, probably until after the draft, and then we'll readdress it in the summertime if we can. I don't know if we'll need 4 podcasts by then or not, but let's start out with some news, Bobby. Calvin Anderson got cut day before yesterday.
Yes.
I guess he was injured. He finished the season on IR. Left tackle position is a little thin right now. We got news today that Broderick Jones had fusion surgery on his neck. And I think Omar Khan said earlier that he's not guaranteed to be ready for training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are speculating that he might even be ready for the regular season, which puts the whole left side of the Steelers line in conflict. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, you got to figure at this point, they're going to get a guard. I mean, whether it's through free agency or through the draft, I'm almost wondering if Isaac is now, because I think he's going to be fairly cheap. And I don't love the idea of Isaac back at guard, but I mean, we could certainly do worse. I'd really rather they address it in the draft. But and we're going to talk about wide receivers a lot tonight.
Yeah, we'll do a deeper dive on wide offensive line later, but it's just topical tonight.
I feel like Vega is not in. I said it on the draft show yesterday. I feel like Vega's not in play anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, because they didn't interview him, which is weird. I don't know who I was listening to today. They said he's a local guy. You know, Penn State's not that far away. Maybe they figured they know him pretty well. We'll see. If he doesn't come in for a visit, then you know for sure that they're just not interested in that kind of. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's the top guard in the draft. Why wouldn't you have a hole at guard?
I think it's a massive clue that it's wide receiver at 21. They haven't done it in a long time. I've been saying I don't expect them to do it, but when we start talking about it in a little while, I kind of get into more why. Look, there are guys deeper in the draft. I don't know that Pregnon lasts till 53. I kind of like him. I like Chase Pasantas. Yeah, I mean, there's some guys.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's gonna be interesting what they do here. And if Isaac is back, I think Omar's smart enough not to give him a 3-year deal.
I hope not. Here's the thing, Bob. He might be the top guard in free agency, so you might have to give him a 3-year deal, or you won't get him. That's the. I think you just move on from him. I would just prefer they draft somebody, and let Spencer Anderson be the fallback.
In a vacuum, yes, but if Broderick is really okay, and his career is in jeopardy, no mistake about it. You have neck fusion surgery, your football career is in jeopardy. And while Dylan Cook played well, I know Trent and David were way bigger fans of him than I was. He played okay, especially for a guy you just picked up basically off the street. I don't know. I don't think that can be the plan. I mean, unless you're just going to stack it so full of weapons and just have Darnell line up next to him, and in McCarthy's offense, say, okay, hey, you're not going out in the pattern very much. You're just here to block. Okay, maybe you can work.
Another interesting subplot to this is Broderick Jones' 5th-year option is due in May, and it seems less and less likely that they're going to
You can't.
exercise that option, right? 19 million guaranteed is the number if they pick up that 50-year option.
I thought it was a lock that he would break the streak because
Yeah.
we haven't had a 5th-year option since TJ Watt. A 5th-year option. I thought it was a lock, but with the neck fusion surgery, as much as I like him and I still think it's cheap to do the 5th-year option and keep him for the next year, with that injury, you can't.
Yeah, I don't think you can anymore. I think that ship has sailed. It's too bad. I mean, this kid's had a crazy career. Starting out left tackle, then getting moved to right tackle, then finally settling in at right tackle, then getting hurt. It's tough.
He was improving at left tackle. I mean, I'd have been very happy if he had finished out the year. I think he would have continued to progress. I don't think he would have done any worse than Dylan Cook, probably a little better. And then we bring him back on the 5th-year option for what, it's kind of like when we talk about quarterbacks. Everybody's up in arms that, Malik Willis, $30 million, although I think it was Schefter today, or a reporter, maybe it was Jeremy Fowler, that all of a sudden it's starting to look like 25 million for Malik
Yeah, it was
Willis.
Fowler. Yeah, it was Fowler.
It's dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap for a quarterback.
It kind of is when you think about it. 25 million is half the top rate.
Yeah, just like for a left tackle, if you're getting them for $17-18 million.
Yeah.
Dan Moore got fucking $83 million. $21 million a year. So
yeah, he did. Yes, he did. I just wanted to bring this up real quick. Marshawn Lattimore got cut today. And we know the
I
Steelers.
did not see that.
Yes. We know the Steelers' affinity for older, broken down corners. But that was Mike Tomlin, so
he's not that old, I don't
No,
think.
he's 29. I looked it up today. I don't know if he turns 30 this year or he just turned 29. But I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. For a 1-year deal.
Roll the dice on a cheap deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a chance these injuries the last 2, because his is different. His was injury related the last couple of years. Ooh, when he's on, he's definitely a top 5, top 10.
Trent says Lattimore played for McCarthy. Yeah, again, I looked at, he had a 53 PFF grade this year, but he had a 72 the year before. So, like you said, a cheaper 1-year deal. See if he could do it. Maybe get a later draft pick just to back him up, or just bring back one of your guys. I wouldn't hate it.
He shouldn't be your cornerback 2 plan, but if you're taking a flyer on, he could potentially be the cornerback 2. Because if he's right, yeah, he's definitely cornerback 2. I think he's maybe past cornerback 1 at this time.
Agreed.
But yeah, that could be really interesting if, boy, I mean, he was so good.
There was a time where he was really, really, really good. New Orleans.
Yeah.
He was. It's a possibility. I mean, the Steelers have a track record for bringing older corners in, so wouldn't shock me. One last thing before we get to the wide receivers. Pat Freiermuth trade rumors are kind of getting a little warm. I forgot who was it that reported that up to 6 teams have inquired if he's available, and supposedly Omar said no so far.
Look, if it's me, I am trading Pat in a package to either try to get Waddle or try to get Brian Thomas Jr. or somebody like that, because I think Jacksonville, although they really like their tight end, Brenton Strange, I think there is value for what Pat can do in other offenses. He could be really good in McCarthy's offense, but do I think we take Kinsey and Sadiq at number 21 if he's there?
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. We talked about this a little bit last night on the draft.
I still like my boy. Yeah, I still like my boy Eli Stowers a little better.
Eli Stowers showed out in the combine like crazy. So Gary Pitts wants us to keep Muth. I mean, how do I say this? I could go either way. It's been so long since Fryermuth has been really impactful that I just don't. I don't know if he's going to be that guy anymore. Maybe in McCarthy's offense, he becomes an impactful tight end in the passing game. We just haven't seen it consistently.
Honestly, I think we are in love with the idea of what Muth is supposed to be. Everybody wants him to be Heath Miller. We would have the big chant for Muth. He's not a good blocker.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
Yeah, he's an okay receiver, but this is a lot of quarterbacks in a row who all of a sudden don't want to look for him. And part of it is Tomlin didn't want them looking over the middle of the field. We get it. So he could have a bounce back year. But I'm thinking back to the Ben year, and I'm really looking back. The Minnesota catch would have been a tough catch, but that would have cemented his legacy as a legend in his rookie year. But you look back, and it's just like the play, what was it, 2 years ago, where we needed half a yard, and he couldn't even fall forward. And
Forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean,
it's hard to judge these guys because the offense has been so bad the last 5 years. The Matt Canada thing, I bring it up all the time. I think it ruined Deontay Johnson. I think it ruined George Pickens, and I think it's on the verge of ruining Pat Fryermuth too. You cannot overstate how bad that era was with Matt Canada, Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky. It was bad. It was really bad offensive football. So it's hard to now. I'd like to see Muth this year in McCarthy's offense and see what we get. See if we can actually get somewhat of what we think Muth is or could be. But if they're offering me a second-round pick, or like you said, in a package to get me a premium wide receiver, I'm listening.
Yeah, because then going in, Sam Roush, who we know they interviewed, nice guy, nice tight end right there, and it was probably a third or fourth round pick. I love Stowers, Kenyon Sadiq. I mean, I think if you do trade Muth for a receiver, Sadiq is suddenly very much in play at 21.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, they have other needs, more pressing needs. But if you trade Muth, that one becomes it becomes right up there because you can't go into the season with Hayward and Washington as your tight ends. You can't. That's not.
Well, I don't think Hayward's coming back. I really don't. I mean, unless his brother is willing to pay the salary, and we know
he comes back on a minimum.
Family to feed.
He comes back on the league minimum. I think they could probably special teams. Yeah. He's a 52nd, 53rd, 52nd, 51st player on the roster. It is what it is.
You know what? At this point, and this will kind of surprise people because everybody knows how much I hate him. If you're saying in the combine you're asking Taylor Green to catch passes, or maybe trying to turn Haynes King into a tight end, why not call up Anthony Richardson and say, "Hey man, you quit as a quarterback on your team. Nobody's ever going to give you a shot at quarterback again, but you could be a phenomenal tight end wide receiver. Are you willing to come in under those terms?"
Yeah. See, the problem with these guys want to play, and I don't blame them. They want to be quarterbacks. They've been quarterbacks all their lives. They want to. I don't blame them. If you could talk them into it, it's. I think it's fairly clear at this point that Anthony Richardson is not going to be a quarterback in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And does he want to change positions now? I don't know. If I were him, I'd be thinking about it. Because if you're going to make money in this league, his rookie contract was probably pretty good, right? He's probably set already for life.
Yeah, it was like top 5 picks. So
it was, yeah. So getting him to change positions, I don't know. Matt Canada was the MK Ultra for receivers. You could say that again. That's a good one. It's the Murph. That's exactly what it is.
I like what Trent said. Richardson's been hit 10 times and it hurt on 7 of them.
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
What's up? Somber's in the chat. What's up?
Yeah. Somber.
All right, you ready to get to receivers?
Yeah, let's do some scenarios, guys. It's getting wild and crazy out there.
The Steelers have 3 wide receivers under contract right now. DK Metcalf, Roman, I'm missing Wilson, and Ben Skowronek. So they got some work to do. You got to assume they're going to have 6 wide receivers on the roster come September.
Mm-hmm.
So I broke this down. Let's do the trade guys first that we've heard trade rumors of. AJ Brown's been the big one. I know Trent doesn't like him. He thinks he's lost a step. I almost think that's part of because he's lost interest in Philly
Yes.
because he can't get the damn ball, and which is kind of concerning. That I'm kind of saying he's dogging it a little bit, but Jalen Hurts and him just do not see eye to eye. And
Yeah.
so you got to take that with it. He's only 29. The question becomes, what do you give up for AJ Brown? Because I heard, what did I read the other day? They want a first and then another top 100 pick for him. That's way too steep.
Which it's Howie Roseman, so he's not going to sell him cheap. But I think he'll find there's no market for that. But
Yeah,
throw it out there. Say we want a first and maybe a third.
Yeah.
Would I do a first and a third? No.
No.
Would I do a straight up first?
I don't think I
This
would.
year's first?
No. I'd do a second. That's as high as I'm going for AJ Brown. He's 30 years, well, he's 29 years old. And he has kind of a little bit of a reputation as a Malcolm. They have
Philly.
to trade him.
In Philly. He was supposed to be a good soldier.
Yeah, true.
I feel like he ends up in New England. I think they'll
think so
pay
too.
that price.
Yeah, if you're New England, you're willing to throw a number one because you're in the back of the first round, and you're on the verge of being a Super Bowl roster. You are a Super Bowl roster, so you add AJ Brown to that. That's a different scenario. The Steelers are not there.
There's something to be said though for repairing the old mistakes.
Yeah, I do like it.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I would do 21 for him, but
No.
I can see New Buffalo,
Yeah.
somebody like that. I mean, you'd be dumb. I don't know that him and Josh Allen would get along, but that being
Yeah,
said,
I think so. I mean, he just wants to get the ball, and Josh Allen will get on the ball.
I mean, let's face it, Josh Allen ran Stephon Diggs out of town.
Well, Stephon Diggs is an idiot. It's a different animal. Stephon Diggs is,
Yeah.
Trent's passing on him. We knew that, Trent.
Yeah.
That was a
There
good
was
one.
there was no doubt on that. But yeah, I mean, look, it'd be interesting. If I'm giving up a first, though, that's not the guy I'm giving it up
No.
for Pittsburgh. I think there's different guys
Yes.
that can maybe get a first. For.
Agreed. DJ Moore, Chicago, seems to be on the trading block.
One of my
I don't know how I
favorites.
feel about DJ Moore, honestly.
He has been insanely productive with mid quarterbacks.
He has.
And him and Caleb Williams don't get along. So he really wanted to follow Justin Fields. I wouldn't pay a big price for him because number one, Chicago's gotta sell him. So going in. It's kind of like, when we always debate Pickens. Everybody in the league knows you want to get rid of DJ Moore. Nobody's gonna give you. I mean, if you get a third for him, then you did a pretty good job.
I was
Would
thinking
give a
third round
for him?
pick.
Yeah, would
I was
I give
thinking-
a third? I would.
He's only 28. Yeah, I don't know. He just doesn't do it for me. I want to go big game hunting. Like the next guy on my list, Jalen Waddle.
Okay, now that's a first. I would give up a first.
I think I'd give up a first for Jalen Waddle too. It's a proven guy. You know what you're getting. He's a tremendous wide receiver, good route runner, fast as hell. I think that's a good compliment to DK Metcalf, who's the big, strong, physical guy.
Mhm.
And you get the smaller, shiftier receiver on the other side. I don't know if Miami's serious about trading him or not, but that's the guy I would be targeting. What is it?
28 is 30. Just around the corner.
Well,
We know
it
how
is.
we feel about those 30-year-olds. Look, Waddle, I love the idea of it, and I think you could. I don't think they'll just do a first for him, but that's where I think you can package move because you got, at this point, probably Quinn Ewers is the quarterback for Miami this year.
they got. Yeah, I don't know what they got to do. Well, there's Willis rumors to Miami.
I don't think they can afford him because you cannot cut Tua. So let's just say you start Tua. Okay, you get him a security blanket like Muth, whoever. I mean, I think Hafley's going to go more to a run-centric offense down there. And why wouldn't you with Achane and even though I don't like him, Ollie Gordon. I mean, I think I would. I think I would give up the first for Waddle.
I think I would too. I think I would too. Greg brings up the point, and I was trying to remember this. Yeah, Moore gave up on a route on Caleb versus the Rams. I remember a game where he kind of dogged a route. There's something about DJ Moore that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know what it is. He's a pretty good receiver.
He does not have that reputation, but it is to the point where remember, before the season, he was begging to go where Justin Fields went. And actually 2 seasons in a row.
He was like Caleb.
Yeah, he was like, get me out of here, whatever. And that's another guy, kind of like I got the feeling with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts when I watched it. It's like, okay, I haven't thrown it to you all game. Now I need a big catch. I'm going to throw it to you. But I'm so pissed off at you for not throwing the ball to me for 3 quarters that I don't really give a shit if you throw it to me. Is it a great attitude? No. But, I mean, it's kind of human nature at some point where you're like, hey, what am I going to do? I'm going to run hard and not get the ball again.
Yeah. That's like the wide receivers are a different breed. They're just, just off. You got to live with some of that stuff.
Based on what he did in Carolina, though, I would take a shot. Not a first, not a second, a third, especially since we have 3. It would be interesting to get him.
Okay, and the last guy, we spent a little bit of time on him already. Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know what you stood. I'd give up a first for him.
I wanted them to draft him over Fatanu. So yes, I would absolutely do that. That's a place where Muth isn't going to help you in Jacksonville because they really like Brenton Strange. There's a disconnect there between Lawrence and Thomas. We talked about that yesterday.
Yep.
This is not a we are shopping him guy. Kaboli came out, if you listen to the morning show this morning, I don't know that you'd have to give up a first for him. When they're not shopping him, yes, you would have to give up a first, I think.
Yeah. It's going to take a first to get him out of Jacksonville. I heard that thing too, and Kaboli's like, I don't know. Maybe we'll, what do you say, a third or something? A third?
Second and a fourth.
Second and a fourth? I guess maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I think they're going to be shopping for a first.
And one thing to remember too, one thing to remember about him too, is his rookie year, he was not very good until Trevor Lawrence got hurt. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not that he wasn't good. It's just that he wasn't the number one option. As soon as he got hurt, Mac Jones started throwing the ball constantly, and he took off. He had a really good rookie season. He played okay down the stretch, but you can tell that Parker Washington, Jacoby Meyer,
they like Jacoby. Jacoby Myers was good there.
Yeah, it's not that they're better than Thomas, and they're not.
No.
And don't discount the fact that Travis Hunter and Lawrence have a real connection. He got hurt, but there's a real connection there. So it's kind of like, do we need Thomas if we can get something really good? Unfortunately, I think that now to get it, a first and a player, you start to get into maybe some of the guys on defense that you don't want to give up. I don't know what they would do with Harvick but I think they would ask for him.
I'm not giving up a first and a player. They're just getting a first, and that's it for me. That's not happening. The thing you got to ask yourself, is Brian Thomas better than some of the wide
anyone
receivers
in the
draft? Yeah. Is he better than who's the kid out of Washington? Denzel Boston. I think he is.
If he's only 23. If he was in this draft, he'd be the number one wide receiver in the draft. To me, there's no question. Because remember, he's big and fast, fast.
And then the top 4 guys, you're not going to get Tate. We were talking before. You think Lemon might fall? I still think I'd rather have Thomas than Lemon, especially after that interview at a combine. I'm terrified of Lemon and what the hell's going on there.
Omar Khan is a fucking genius.
He's
a genius. He's liquoring that kid up in the back. He was like, hey, man, try this pill. Try this. Hey, hit this thing real quick. I mean, Omar is a stone cold genius getting Leonard a job like that.
Dave brings up, even if we get him, I still want to draft one. We need 3 more wide receivers, Dave. So you might get your wish. I mean, they need minimum 3 wide receivers.
Here's a crazy idea. Trade DK Metcalf straight up for Jalen Waddle.
I don't think they do that. They're rebuilding. They're not going to do that.
Well, but if you're rebuilding, don't you want the younger guy?
DK's not younger than Waddle.
No, that's Waddle is younger than DK, and
Yeah,
DK's not old. DK's not old. He could go down there, but he also doesn't have any guaranteed money left because of
Yeah.
the voids. So you can get out of that.
I want to find
contract.
clarification on that because I thought they had to make that decision at the time of the offense, and I thought we heard that they didn't, and they left his contract alone. I don't know if they have that hanging over his head they can use whenever they want. I don't think that's the way that works. Maybe get some clarification on that contract stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but theoretically, if you traded DK for Waddle, and then you turn around to Jacksonville and you do what you got to do to get Brian Thomas, now all of a sudden your receivers are Brian Thomas Jr., Jalen Waddle. You're basically paying the same amount of money, but you got younger and a lot better at that position. And now you go draft a guy for the power slot or the other another outside receiver. Now you can really take a shot if Jordan Tyson falls, or you get Makai Lemon, or draft Sadiq in the first round and then get a guy in the second. There's a lot of good guys, or maybe even like Lance in the third or fourth. There's a lot of options and moving parts they could do.
Yeah. I don't think the DK for Waddle thing works. The other stuff I'm all in for. All right, so we got the trades down. Let's talk about some free agents. George Pickens is out. He was out before he hit free agency. Now he's been franchised, so he's not there. Alec Pierce sounds like he's going to get franchised too. I think he's out. So that leaves us with.
Well, hold on though. The franchise thing is not a killer. It becomes a sign and trade.
Yeah,
and
but I think the Colts want to keep Pierce. They want to keep Pierce.
I do too. But
so you telling me you want to trade for GP? Is that what you're telling me?
No, but I would want to trade for Alec Pierce.
Yeah, now you got to give up assets for him and pay him top of the market.
Well,
wide receiver money.
He's gonna end up getting top of the wood. I mean, it's really crazy.
If you sign him as a free agent, that's one thing. But then you got to sign him. What's the top rate for wide receivers now? $40 million a year.
I think it's 35.
35, and then you got to give up a second round pick on top of that. That's a lot.
Yeah, and for a guy who, while he's a great deep ball guy, I mean, he has not proven he can be. I think he can be, but he has not proven he's the number one wide receiver. I mean, the guy I love, we always talk about him, Romeo Doubs. You tell me we got Romeo Doubs, I'm ecstatic.
I was going to get into that because I think he's the number one free agent wide receiver now. If Pierce and DK are GP are off the market, Romeo Doubs becomes the number one free agent wide receiver, and that's going to cost you. You might have to overpay for him.
Well, it depends on how people feel about Mike Evans.
Yeah, I was going to bring Mike Evans up next.
Yeah.
It depends on what kind of wide receiver you're looking for. I thought Mike Evans was hurt a lot more than he was. He played 16, 17 games for most of his career up until last year. Last year he missed 8 games.
Uh-huh.
But he's on the wrong side of 30.
32.
He's a physical, 30, what?
I think 32. He's 32.
He's a physical wide receiver. He's been through the ringer. He's been beat up. I don't know. I'm out on Mike Evans. I'm out.
Same age as Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but it's different. Yeah, they have a different game. Mike Evans is, contested catch, over the middle type guy. He's taking a share. I don't know. I think it's more miles on him.
Yeah, I mean, in a vacuum, he's probably the number one free agent wide receiver. But I think Dobbs, the thing we have going for us on Dobbs, though, is because Green Bay's receiver room was so fucking crowded, he doesn't have those eye-popping stats. So it's a lot of look what he can do. if you really got to dig in, and not the general managers around the league don't know how good that guy is.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think they do.
But I also don't think he's going to get 25, 30 million. I think he's going to be a 15 to 20 million 2 or 3 year guy because he had some behavior problems in Green Bay. So there are teams I think who will give him a 2 or 3 year, hey, here's good money. Show us that you need top of the market money.
I think 20 million's the floor a season for him. Because you look down the rest of this list, we brought up Mike Evans, who I'm not crazy about. Then you go to Christian Kirk, Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings,
who I do not like at all.
I don't mind him. I think he's a product of that system, and he's one of those guys that when he leaves San Francisco, it's gonna fall off a little bit. I know people love him, and I think he would have fit better in the Arthur Smith offense than maybe Mike McCarthy's offense.
I think some people are going to overpay for the Super Bowl guy.
Rashid Shaheed was my next guy.
Yeah,
which as a 1 year rental to push you over the top, like last year at the trade deadline, I was all for it. To sign this guy long term, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky. I'm dying for good wide receivers. Maybe I'm being too picky.
So Shaheed is crazy explosive. He can take any ball to the house at any time. He also really helps your return game. Trent and I
That's
brought him
true.
up on the free agent.
Yeah. Good point.
On the free agent war room. So I will tell you this. If we ended up with Shaheed, okay, if it's the right, like if you got him, you're probably going to have to pay him $15 million. And he had flashes in New Orleans too before he went to Seattle. But I'd rather have 2 rookies.
Yeah, I don't know if you can go in the season with 2 rookies and Roman Wilson and DK. Is that going to be a wide receiver room? I think you need a veteran. And I'm saying that, and I'm being so picky with these veterans. Anybody else on the list? Wan'Dale Robinson's a pretty hot name.
Yeah, guy I like, and I think there's potential there because he's shown flashes, and I like Jahan Dotson. I there's something about him where, look, it's not guaranteed by any means. I mean, he has been kind of a bust when you look at where he was drafted and where he produced, but he's been effective from time to time. If he got McCarthy's offense, he's not a number 1. But could he be an interesting number 3 because he's big and fast? Yeah, and he's cheap. He's a cheap option.
Yeah,
which sounds like a Steeler already.
Sombers on the Wetchen guy. He's all over it. Had a good combine, so I'll give you that. He did really well.
Bunch of guys in the draft.
By the way, Greg said Chase did get $40 million per season, so that's top of the market type money, and that's what Pierce and George Pickens are going to be looking at.
I don't think you can pay Pierce 40. I think
it'll probably be like 35.
30s.
Yeah, he'd probably be 35. He'd be a little under. I don't know. I don't know. He's got a lot of leverage. If he gets to the free agency, he's far and away the best wide receiver.
Well, I wouldn't say far and away. I think Dobbs is better, the more complete receiver. Pierce might be the best deep threat. Guy. Even if George Pickens was in free agency, I would say Pierce might actually be the best deep threat because he is insane. I mean, 1,000 yards on like 50 catches this year, and he's done it his whole career. It's not like this is. I mean, this guy's been averaging 17, 18 yards a catch for 3-4 years.
I would love him in Pittsburgh. I just don't. He's not. I don't think he's getting out of Indianapolis. I think it's a lot of wasted talk. A few more guys I got. I had a lot of smoke of I think it was Fowler and another guy brought up Jalen Naylor from the Vikings.
Yeah, mid-tier guy.
Yeah, I don't really see it with he had a couple of flashes in Minnesota. I looked up his combines, 4.5 40. He's kind of a smaller guy. I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. Again, maybe I'm being too picky. But
there's a connection there with Angela Chico or
yeah.
whatever the
Yeah.
coordinator. I think that's why they're drawing that parallel. I mean, look, again, if he was cheap, okay, but you know, we don't want a bunch of cheap guys in the wide receiver room this year. We don't. It's time. It's time, Omar. It's time to spend a little money, spend a little draft capital, and I'm totally okay with that being a second, third, fourth round pick. Draft 2, and like David says, sign 1, draft 1, maybe sign 1, draft 2.
Think you could talk Minnesota into dealing Jordan Addison? He's had a little off the field stuff there, right?
Yeah, a little bit, and I think they would try to get a big ask if you go, especially with the Pitt connection.
He's a Pitt guy.
Yeah,
you know what? Rooney's got his ears up.
I know, but I mean, he's okay. I mean, he's always been okay. I didn't think he was that special coming out, to be honest with you. He's played better than I thought he would in the league. I think if you're going to give up a little draft or a little trade action, then I don't know that Jordan Addison is the guy that you go get there.
So all these names, what's your preference? Brian Thomas Jr.?
Well, I would love. Look, if you told me we could swing a trade for Waddle and Thomas Jr. and then draft a tight end because Muth is going to go somewhere. If you're pulling all that off, and then draft one of the 3 tight ends that seem to be really, really good. I just feel like the top 2, Sadiq and Stowers. Stowers will probably go in the second round. I just feel like both of those guys are going to be top 10-ish tight ends.
Yeah.
People think Moose top 10, top 12. I think he's probably 18 to 20.
I think that's a little rough. He's top 15. He's a top 15 tight end solidly. Again, it's such a tough thing with the way this offense has been. We talked about Jennings, Tortilla. I don't know. He doesn't do much for me. I think he ran a terrible 40, right? He's just he's good for that San Francisco system. I don't know how he fits in once he's out of that system. Taking a quick peek at the rest of the free agents here, there really isn't.
Okay, so let's just say Dallas is dumb enough to break the bank for George Pickens. Don't you think you call up and say,
yeah, they're not moving. They're not
DK and a first for CD.
That's a lot to give up. That's a lot to give up.
See, it's got a big contract though. I don't
does have a
see
huge
how you
contract.
can pay Pickens and CD.
Whatchamacallit? The owner of the Cowboys would say they're going to be very aggressive in free agency. They're going to spend. I don't know how the fuck they're going to do it. I don't, because especially if you are planning on keeping George Pickens, that kind of takes you out of the free agent market, I would think.
Yeah,
But he's talking a good game.
Before they restructured contracts, they were $33 million over the cap.
More than
Now
I think
they're-
they're $50 million over the cap, and then now they're just gotten underneath it. I think they have more contracts they can do. I don't know. If I'm them, I try to take one more year with that group: Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak. See if you can do something with that, and then maybe trade one of them after the season if it doesn't work out. I mean, that's a freaking. We saw it when the offense was right. It was humming.
Look, there's a guy in New York who's very unhappy. And yes, there was some friction with our alleged 43-year-old quarterback. But if Garrett Wilson is a guy, I would absolutely give up a first rounder for.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson's a good wide receiver. That would be something. And didn't Omar say he's going to do stuff that the Steelers have never done before in one of his interviews?
Look, the Jets are ready to be raped because Breece Hall doesn't want to play, and Garrett Wilson doesn't want to play. And yeah, I mean, you're probably going to draft Arvell Reese or maybe David Bailey, or though I saw Ruben Bain in a mock today, which I think would be on brand for the Jets to take the third or fourth best guy with the second pick. But that being said, I think there's a real revolt in it. And as much as I thought Aaron Glenn would be a really good coach, sounds like the owner and Aaron Glenn do not get along, because he came out and said, you are going to coach the defense. You are not getting a defensive coordinator. You're going to coach the defense, and I'm going to hold you responsible for how the defense plays, which is maybe what they're going to draft, all defense.
You see him fall asleep at the combine?
I don't think he actually fell asleep. They just caught him with his eyes closed.
I mean,
and in fairness, he was watching Carson Beck pass.
that's just wrong.
Which,
All right,
speaking of which,
let's
I
go.
heard that today, Dorn Dickerson, because Sadiq broke his record for the fastest tight end. And he was like, the thing I love the most is that I never have to pay attention to the combine. Again, I don't hold the record anymore. So, okay, good.
That's got to burn his ass, though.
Yeah, but
You can't
he
tell
was
me.
he was saying that kind of like, is the combine going away? All right, because
I think I brought that up last night. These
Yeah.
guys are not running it. Over half the running backs didn't participate at all. A lot of the wide receivers did. The top wide receivers didn't. Tate, Lemon. It's too bad, but I think it's going to go away eventually, sooner rather than later.
Howell's got a good point. 7 or 8 teams are going to be battling for the 27 quarterback class. But remember last year,
But there could be
talking
7 or 8 quarterbacks. There legitimately could be.
There could be, but there were going to be 7 or 8 quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, but you can only push that so far down the line. These guys got to come out at some point,
Yes, Manning could go back to school even
Manning
after
still
next
could.
year.
Moore's got to come out, I believe.
But there's no saying
Saying doesn't have to go out either. Yeah,
neither does CJ Carr.
No.
So this
I guess you
turn
could. Yeah,
around.
I guess it could end up being some of those guys won't come out for sure. There'll be a few that stay. I think Sorsby has to come out. He's kind of an interesting guy. There's a lot of guys.
Yeah. It could
ahead.
be, absolutely. But like you said, at this point, you can't roll the dice on any quarterbacks in this draft. If they happen to fall in your lap on day 3, okay, fine, whatever.
No quarterbacks in this draft. Please, like we've talked about it. I like Aller a little bit. You guys like some other guys. Not before the 4th, 5th round. I think they're going to go like a guy like Aller is going before that. I even heard McShay said that Taylor Green might have pushed himself into 3rd, 4th round category with that workout yesterday.
If Taylor Green is willing, if he tells teams, look, I want to be a quarterback, but I'm willing for the first year or 2 to catch passes, I think you do pick him in the 3rd. If he says he's willing to play receiver but wants an opportunity at quarterback, you do what you did with Cordell Stewart back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was Trent that brought it up. He's a better athlete than Anthony Richardson and a better quarterback. And Richardson went top 5.
Yeah,
so
he completed 60% of his passes at Arkansas. Now,
yeah.
Were they big shots down the field? No. But, I've said all along we picked him in the box we did. We always pick him in the 6th, 7th round. And I don't know that I could do it in the 3rd unless you told me, hey, I'm willing to catch passes. Now, here's the guy who now I'm picking on traits. Guy I love.
I agree with Somber, yeah.
Way back when we first did our quarterback draft show earlier this year, I had this guy in my top 5. Everybody laughed at me. Man, Haynes King looks good throwing the ball.
Haynes King's going to be a wide receiver, tight end. That's the guy that's going to change position.
Probably, but I think you could do it. And his comp is Taysom Hill. So
yeah.
I think there's some Taysom Hill there where he could
that's a good call.
Some quarterback for you.
That's a good call. All right, let's talk about some guys in the draft that we could possibly, obviously, 1st round. Have you softened on Denzel Boston?
Oh, when life gives you lemons, you make Mackay lemonade.
I don't think Mackay Lemon's going to be that.
I was never that high on Denzel
combine.
Boston. Yeah. I know Trent loves him. I think
even
Colin
Trent cooled
loves
him a little bit, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. KC Concepcion
really
at
improved
21
his stock.
seems a little rich, huh?
It really improved his stock.
Yeah, he did.
Would I love it at 21? No. But if you told me that kid was going to catch the ball, because that's my biggest problem. And it's not that he has bad hands. He has good hands.
It's concentration. Yep.
I don't love a guy at 21 who has concentration problems.
I get it.
But the afro was cool. Would I like to see him on a team? Yeah.
He's so explosive on tape, man. He's so explosive on tape. Then you get into the second. Indiana's wide receiver there. I'm blank. Omar Cooper. First round. I think I would do it. 21. He had everything to begin with. And the only question about him was speed. And he ran a 4.4. I think, yep. Tortilla just wrote up too.
I said he wasn't a first rounder on Friday. We kind of softened on that based on his time. I didn't think he was going to run that fast. I could see it, but I do think he's the probably 5th wide receiver off the board. So if 5 go in the first round, could he go in the first round? Yeah, it's possible.
Did he do enough to overtake Denzel Boston? I think he might have.
I think it depends on Boston's pro day.
Yeah, his pro day is going to be huge for him. He's got to make up for what he did. It's a good point. All right, looking at this list, going a little further down, you've got Jeremy Bernard. I don't know, man.
Okay, somebody's trolling us. I'm going to try not to take the bait here, but I mean, I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you're watching from Cleveland, but boy, are you wrong.
Let's stick to the wide receivers. Whoever you, Kennedy, cut it out. Then you get to the second round. Malachi Fields, kind of that slow 40 time really hurt him. I don't know if I'd touch him.
Pushed him to the third, in my opinion.
You know I love Chris Bell. The injury makes him a big question mark. Skylar Bell in the second seems a little rich. I don't know, maybe.
So Chris Bell, to me, because Trent always justifies taking Tyson because he's this insane talent, even though he's got a little bit of an injury problem. If he's at 21, you got to take him. I think if Chris Bell is there at 53 and didn't go wide receiver in the first round, I think you got to take him based on what we've seen on tape and what he could be.
I would do it. But then again, they think he's not going to be even ready for the regular season, I don't think, right? He's a October-ish guy.
Yeah.
For his comeback, so you better sign a free agent.
Which we know Omar is totally okay with.
We do. So
I think it's hard to pass him at 53. I really do.
It really is. For me, it is.
Depending on who's on the board.
Chris Brazzell, second round-ish. That 40 time with that size. I know Trent hates him.
I don't know that he fits. I don't know that he fits with Aaron Rodgers. That being said, you're not drafting Brazzell to fit with Aaron Rodgers. He becomes a deep threat that can open up DK. I'm leery of Tennessee receivers, but he did have a lot of production at Tennessee. So
I think he's a little bit better route runner than Trent gives him credit for, too.
Yeah, he's a more like the kid who went last year, Thornton, who was very much a straight line shot out of a cannon guy. This guy can run with Thornton, but he's got a little more production to his game. I don't think he's a project, but I think you got to work on his route tree a little bit. That's another guy. If he falls to the second, I'm not touching him at 21, but if he falls to the second.
Ted Hurst, second, third round.
Really love him in the third. I do.
We're getting into third round territory now. Dejon Stribling, another one.
Mike Wallace
I'd like him. What's that?
Mike Wallace clone?
Yeah, it could be. I think Wallace was a hell of a lot faster, but then you get to Bryce Lance, whose stock is skyrocketing.
I would absolutely. I mean, I was always a big proponent of getting him in the 4th or 5th. I don't know that he can wait there anymore. And there's a connection there. I'm telling you, McCarthy, Christian Watson, Green Bay. I'm telling you, he knows the scouting at that school, and North Dakota State is putting some guys in the league.
Yeah, definitely is.
For a Division II school, I think I'm taking him.
They're trying to go up to Division One, right? Aren't they? They're trying to get up.
And he's got it. He's got a really good catch radius. I like him a lot. I always thought, but I know I'm a fan of Draft Buzz too, and David pointed out a lot that they thought he was going to run slow. I never thought he was going to run slow watching his tape. I mean, it's hard to gauge because he's running past Division II guys, but he was running past them. It wasn't like, oh, okay, we're close to him. It was like, hey, is there a defender guarding him? Oh, yeah, they're 10 yards behind him.
Yeah, I mean, look, that he did it in the combine. He really showed out. So, the athleticism's there. Yeah, I think he's going to be fantastic. And I think if you don't take him in the second round, I don't think you get him for the Steelers. I don't think he gets to, well,
the small school will hurt him a little bit. Christian Watson ended up going in the second. He had a very similar, nice combine. And he had a really good pro day. So a really good pro day. Could he launch into the second? I think if he does launch into the second, then he launches into our range in the second. And then it becomes, what do you do if he's sitting there, Brazel's sitting there?
That's a tough choice. That's a tough choice.
I think you take Lance.
Yeah, you might have to. I would have to really sit and think about that one. Greg's bringing up Jacoby Lane. He ran faster than I thought. I didn't think he was a 4.4 guy, and he ran there. So
he's a guy who played himself into probably the fourth,
maybe the
end of the third.
I wouldn't take him in the third. Fourth round, I'd start considering him. Am I missing anybody? Wetchen, Somber already brought up. Return guy, so that's interesting.
Caldwell from Cincinnati, although I think he played himself from the 7th into the late day 3 to early day 3. I still don't think there's a lot to like about the traits. I still don't think he can pull the trigger on day 2. Somebody might, but I mean, if I'm getting him in the 4th, I'm pretty happy.
Then you get the smaller guys, Zachariah Branch, what's the other guy? Dion Burks from Oklahoma, smaller, faster guys, slot guys, if that's what you're looking for.
Going back to Malachi for a second, Somber. So I said if he ran fast, he could launch himself all the way up to definitely the second, maybe the first. Obviously, he didn't run fast, but if you look at his cone drill, it's actually, for his size, was pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was.
So there's some quickness there. He's an interesting power slot. The one thing I like about Fields is he's got great hands. Jaden Higgins last year
is tough.
Yeah, Jaden Higgins last year, I said when he ran under 5'5", that guy's a superstar in waiting, and I still think he is. And I was hoping Fields would be the same way. He's not. He's a little slower. But if you told me he was going to be kind of like that maybe Keenan Allen type of guy where he plays in the slot as a huge target, I could see him having a very nice career. He's got to go to the right system, though. He's go to the right place.
To Somber's point, I mean, we talked about it yesterday. McShay still thinks he's the top 40 guy in this draft. That's tough for me. I get it. 40 times not everything, but 4.6 is that's slow.
But if he goes out and runs 4.55 at his pro day, then all of a sudden those teams have said, hey, we timed him a little bit faster on our watches, or the Carnell Tates of the world ran a little faster on their special watches. Okay, you can, and you can't teach size. So the fact that he's so huge, and don't discount he has great hands. Really don't. I mean, really great hands.
So we had the debate yesterday, if people didn't listen to yesterday's show. Jordan Tyson, to me, the injuries scare me. I know he's a really, really good receiver when he's on the field. That shit follows you to the NFL. You don't get injured all the time in college and then suddenly become the model of health once you get to the NFL. It just doesn't. If it happens, it's a rarity. So he scares me. And he's not going to be there at 21, I don't believe. I don't think we'll even have that decision to make. He'll be gone before that.
Kennedy,
What's the matter?
I really want to respond.
Don't.
The draft. You're talking about Chuck Nolan, the fucking draft.
Oh boy.
Just go look up 1974. That's all I'm going to say. Just go look up 1974.
I mean, come on, Kennedy, you're killing me here. Any receivers I've missed? Any ones you want to bring up? I mean, I don't think we'll get any of the top three: Lemon, Tyson, or Tate.
I think Lemon's in play. I really do. I think he will scare enough teams in the top 15 with that. Now, if he goes in interviews, fine, or we also have to face the facts. This might be how this kid is. That's just how he talks and how he communicates. And no, he wasn't drunk. He wasn't high. It's just the way he is. And in which case, yeah, I think I take Lemon. I mean, I really do. I don't trade up, but I'm not upset if we get him. The real question becomes, okay, let's say they interview and do all this, and Lemon is kind of this loosey-goosey, weed's not illegal in the NFL anymore. So if he really is hooked on that, it's not Josh Gordon where he's going to
or Martavis Bryant. Yeah.
So, and then it becomes, what if Casey Concepcion comes out and is all of a sudden, a really sharp in the interviews and you like him? I've said all along I wouldn't touch him, but after watching, how smooth he ran the gauntlet, it's hard to discount. If it was concentration drops at Texas A&M because, hey, the quarterback sucked, their team's not that good. Maybe.
Somber saying that's the way he always interviews. I'm gonna have to go back and listen because, man, I'm no expert, but he sounded off his ass to me. There was just some weird behavior going there. If it is, then I'll go back and watch some interviews to see if it's similar. But that seemed very odd.
Here's what I'll say to our friend Kennedy. We're going to revisit this topic deeper in the offseason.
Yeah.
At a dead time after free agency and the draft, we will definitely revisit this topic, buddy. So keep watching. I got a lot to say about what you're saying. And I would encourage you to go look up some of the articles I wrote on this very subject.
There you go. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Any other wide receivers before we get out of here? I mean, I think we covered it pretty good. What's your dream three? Slot with DK and the other side for DK.
That's tough. So, guy we didn't talk about, who I think could potentially, you could make a phone call on, especially if you're willing to give up a little something to get him. Man, I would love to see Devontae Adams if Aaron Rodgers is coming back in Pittsburgh. I really would. 1 year to put the band back together. Give me Devontae, give me DK, and give me Lemon, maybe Concepcion. But the realistic thing for me, and I said this a lot, give me Doubs, give me DK, give me a rookie as number 3. And that can be any stretch of who's available to us. I just really don't care. Rookie in a first or second round who gets on the field and contributes. And I think anybody they take in the first and second round in this class is going to get on the field.
I think I'd like DK, Omar Cooper in the slot, and I'm struggling to find the guy on the outside to go along with them because the free agents. I don't want 2 rookies in DK. What's that?
I think if you get Doubs in here, I personally believe he's the number 1. DK's the number 2, and then. If Doubs is coming, if you get Doubs and he's on the outside and your number 1 route runner who's also a decent deep threat, and now you throw DK in the power slot, then I think you can go get a guy like Brazel to be on the other side to just be your goal ball guy.
Yeah.
Because
I guess Good.
I was going to say, we know if DK can keep his head on straight and catch the ball over the middle. I mean, we saw what he did in a couple of games where he just picked up, with a stiff arm and threw a guy and then ran for 20 yards.
Lance Cooper and DK, that would be something.
Yeah.
Somber wants DK, Dobbs, Cooper Jr., and Lance. That would be phenomenal.
That would be, I think you're running a lot of, if you do that, you have to sign a guard. There's some names at guard. I don't know how good they still are, but I think you almost go get Batonio, Teller, somebody like that. Well, I'm not a huge fan of signing, but if you're gonna gamble on that and get that wide receiving core, at least you've got a guy who is potentially an offensive lineman can be effective. I mean, what was the guy for the Rams? Whitworth played till he was 40.
40. Yeah, till he was 40. Yeah.
So could a guy like Batonio, who was an all-pro, out of this world guard, capture it? Maybe. I don't know that I would do it or pay the price, but if you got that wide receiving core, you better goddamn well protect whoever.
You could get Cooper Jr. in the first. I think you'd have to go with Lance and maybe make a trade up from those 2/3 and get an extra second.
I don't think he's going in the second. I think early third.
Maybe Dobbs, DK, and Concepcion in the slot. Give me one speed demon in that group. Adam likes Hurst over Lance. I don't think so. I think I like Lance better than Hurst, and I like Hurst.
I don't think you're upset with either one of those guys. Lance probably has a little bit more upside than Hurst. But that being said, they're both small school guys, so yeah, they could both hit. And, hey, you know what you could also do? You could draft those guys in the 3rd and 4th round. Or maybe 2nd and 4th.
Yeah. This whole roster is in such flux because you need a guard. We don't know what Jalen Ramsey position he's going to play. Do we need a safety? Do we need a corner? Do we need a slot? Linebacker could be in play if they although I don't think they are going to move on from any of their linebackers. So I don't know if linebacker is gonna happen.
Although Kennedy has now redeemed himself because he brought up my deep man love for Jacob Rodriguez. That is a name. Man, I was hoping we'd get him in the 3rd. I mean, are you going to burn a 1st or a 2nd on him? I think to get him. I think you have to trade up in the 2nd to get him.
J-Rod?
Yeah.
It's going to be close.
I really like Jacob Rodriguez.
It's going to be close with him. I think he's played himself for the top 40, top 50 at least. So yeah, you might have to make a move.
Although Trent's guy, Anthony Hill, I could see him being the 2nd linebacker off the board if people are going to go, hey, I couldn't get Sonny Styles, so I'm going to get the next athletic freak. I can kind of see that. I think C.J. Allen is still in the mix. So could Rodriguez end up being the 4th linebacker off the board? Potentially.
I don't know.
Well, it depends on what teams go for it. Remember, C.J. Allen's only 20 years old. So, and he's he's a really good run stopper. I know Trent says guys fall forward, but he doesn't miss tackles. That's the thing. So, Sonny Styles is unquestioned the best available option at linebacker. Then it becomes, do I want to go traits? Do I want to go Anthony Hill? Because if I'm going production, there's no question. Right?
Yeah, and Anthony Hill has the traits. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez has the traits too, though. He tested really well.
Tested better than they thought he would.
That's pretty good though. With all his other stuff, he's going to be a good player.
Anthony Hill is probably the more physical freak of the two, but Rodriguez is just a guy you plug in the middle of the defense. And I think it was Trent when we talked about linebackers a couple of weeks ago. who comped him to Zach Thomas.
Yeah, it's a good comp too.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can do C.J. Allen. At
I'm not
21.
a C.J. Allen guy.
I am.
I don't see it.
I am. I think he's a really good run defender, and I think he's a see ball, hit ball guy. And I think you can teach him how to cover because he's so young, and he does have really good athleticism. So would I take him? Yes, but not at 21. No, I can't do it at 21.
I don't think they're taking a linebacker in the top 2 rounds for sure, and I don't even know about the third. You've got Wilson. You've got
if you trade for Wallace or Brian Thomas Jr., I think there's a chance you could take. You're not taking him in the first round, but I think there's a chance you could take a linebacker in the second round in that scenario.
Where does that player play over Wilson? I guess because you're not taking.
If you cut Patrick Queen,
You're not. They're not. I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
I don't think Omar will cut him, but I bet you he's doing everything he can to trade him.
What's he got? 1 year left? Was this his last year?
It would be a rental, $17 million. So you're thinking if you can get a team to take him, they're doing it under the guise of probably negotiating an immediate contract extension because he's still a young guy. So I that's a guy maybe you float to Miami and say, hey.
I don't think they're not taking on contracts. They're just not going to. They want to start fresh.
But they're not taking on a contract with a 1-year guy.
Yeah. But then it's not worth the trade. They're going to have to extend them to make it worth their while.
Remember, there's a floor in the NFL. You got to take on.
But they have enough money. Just in Tyreek Hill's dead money. And if they cut Tua that dead money, they'll have that's money spent already. And it seems like they're going to cut Tua. And please, God help me, don't even mention Tua to the Steelers, even joking around, because I can't.
The only way Tua goes to Pittsburgh is if he got cut, and it's impossible to cut him because I think the cap hit would be $120+ million this year.
I think if they wait till June 1st, they can split up the money a little bit, still cut him. I don't know.
If Aaron has thought about it and goes to Omar and says, "Look, I'm not going to play football. It's not you guys. I'm just not going to play football. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to go through it again. Or if you want me, you got to understand, I'm not showing up till training camp. And if you're okay with it, I'll sign. No problem. You can even announce it. You just better tell people right off the rip, I'm either hurt or whatever it is. I'm not showing up till training camp." I don't know that we're not out of the woods on the Kyler Murray thing. I'm telling you. I feel like it's going to get announced any day that he's cut.
Oh, he's going to get cut for sure. I even read something today where he's pushing to get cut because he wants to be able to pick his own team. He doesn't want to get traded. God help us with Kyler Murray too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want any part of Tua or Kyler Murray or any of these guys.
There's a
Tua's 57. That's doable. Teams have done that kind of number before. So
there's an upside to it. Look, Kyler does have a strong arm. He's tiny, but he is very mobile. I don't know how he would exist in the McCarthy offense, but I mean, there's a scenario where you gamble on him for a year and it either hits or it doesn't.
I'm all the way out on either one of those guys, Tua or Kyler Murray.
Here's the thing: if you get Kyler Murray and he gets cut by the Cardinals, you're getting the Russell Wilson deal.
Yeah, he's
going to sign for a minimum, and the Cardinals are going to pay him a bunch of money. If he works out, okay, fine. We're going to negotiate with you now. If he doesn't,
Bob, you're killing me with this. You're killing me with this.
There's no risk to it. It's kind of like
there is risk. If he plays halfway decently, then they don't draft a quarterback in 20. It's the Malik Willis thing.
Well,
to me,
no, it's not halfway decent. If he plays great, then they don't do it.
What's great to this franchise? What's great to Art Rooney? Make the playoffs. That's great to him. That's great.
Great would be he'd have to be a top 5 quarterback in the AFC, which let's not forget this guy was a first overall pick. And he has some traits. He just has a nickel head. If this guy
Yeah, you
ever
can't win with
worked
him.
if this
You
guy
can't.
ever worked at anything, he'd probably be great.
I don't know how we end up in this situation with quarterback, but you
Yeah.
pray for A-Rod. This is what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. He's going to hold out till not hold out, but he's not going to sign till it's going to be past the draft, right? He's going to
No.
be past the draft.
No, I don't. I first of all, I think the Steelers already know. I have no doubt they already know. I think they knew last year, but it was okay, we're going to play the waiting game. But it's not really a waiting game. It's, hey, look, guys, if I do play football, I'm coming to play for you. And it was just a question of are you or are you not? And I think it's the same thing here. Although I think he has told them, hey, look, before free agency, I'll let you know.
Well, before free agency is a week. You think you're going to find out in a week?
I do.
I don't think so.
Yep.
I would be shocked. It's May 9th. March 9th is the tampering period. And then the 12th is actual free agency. That's a week from today. Week from tomorrow. No, a week from today. So I don't think we'll find it out in a week. There's no way. Aaron doesn't work like that.
Yeah, and Kennedy was asking about Darnold last year. I know you were high on him. I was not. I'm still not that high on him. I mean,
I wasn't, to be honest. I was wishy-washy on him. He scared me.
yeah,
I'm not going to take credit for wanting him.
I mean, at 33.5, that's another cheap deal. If he didn't work out in Seattle, they could have easily got out of it after this year. So now they got him under contract for a couple of years at a bargain basement price.
I've already heard talk that they're going to redo it now to keep him.
Yeah.
To keep him happy, they're going to redo the deal, which is, I don't know.
Which, Trent was on it all year and pointed out how good of a connection he had with Smith and Jigba. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Kenneth Walker's not back there running the ball. Their defense is ridiculous.
They'll draft another running back and be fine. They'll draft Mike Washington in the second round and be fine.
Not a lot of guys like Kenneth Walker third. I mean, he's a really talented back. I mean, Seattle, nice story, good for him. It worked out. I mean, he was to me, Darnold was like the dream scenario for Geno Smith. Like, okay, I came out of nowhere, resurrected my career, had a couple of great years, and Darnold happened to catch lightning in a bottle. I mean, do I think he's a top 10 quarterback? No.
Yeah, that team won a Super Bowl because of their defense. Period.
Yeah, and he played well. He played well enough to win.
Yeah, then I'm pretty sure Trent brings up that he saw the franchise tag for K9's $14 million. They're not paying that.
Yeah,
running backs, he's good. Kenneth Walker is very good, but he's not elite. You're not gonna. If he was elite,
I disagree with that. I think he is elite. I think he has elite skill. He's just in a two-back system with Charbonnet, but when he gets
he's replaceable.
I think we saw in the Super Bowl what he can actually do.
He had a great Super Bowl. He did.
Yeah, but he's played like that his whole career up there. I mean, his yards per carry. He's a good receiver. There's a lot to like about. If you like fantasy football, you know how good Kenneth Walker can be. The knock on him is he's been dinged a lot. So,
Somber, you taking Washington Jr. to the Steelers in the second?
I don't. I did see that comp about to Omarion Hampton.
I mean, size, speed.
So.
Did he run faster than Hampton?
He did.
I can't remember what Hampton ran. He did run faster.
I think Hampton's big, a little bit bigger and more powerful. Look, Washington to me passed Price as the second best back in the draft. Yeah. I said it yesterday. So.
Would you take him to the Steelers?
No, because I think there's only one running back I would take in the first 3 rounds, and that's Jeremiah Love. And I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he gets the third, Trent. I don't think he gets there.
Yeah, I would trade anything we needed to trade to get Love. I mean, I'm telling you right now, that guy he's what everybody thought Butterball would be.
All right. Anything else before we wrap it up? before we start making fun of the Raiders running backs?
No, a couple new faces in chat. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining, guys. We
Thanks
really
a lot.
appreciate
Don't
it.
forget, hit that subscribe button, guys. We really appreciate that. The guys will be on tomorrow. Trent and Dave will be on with the Here We Go podcast. Check them out. We'll be back on Friday. We'll start free agency talk. Start really digging into free agency.
Maybe
Again?
a trade could happen by then.
Yeah, that could be a trade, but by the time next time we talk. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Until next time, thanks for listening to Steel Sanctuary Podcast.
And just like that, I left everything. See ya!